Welcome, everyone. So, this specific Inside Audio Insight is a little bit different than the ones I've done recently. Those that were very biblically infused. This one, not so much, okay? And you'll probably tell by the title alone, but who knows? I might sprinkle some biblicalness into this. But it's heavy on spirituality, it's heavy on ancient knowledge, heavy on what probably in this day and age people will link it to um, conspiracies. And I'm all about that fun, okay? So, Atlantis. We can start with that. Actually, we start with the 144,000. So, I personally came across this specific number when I was reading the Bible. Here we go again, talking about the Bible. But it's true. At the end of the Revelations, because I've read the Bible back to back, because there was a time and season I was all about religion. Okay, but I had to expand myself, and here I am talking about all things spiritual. Okay, but I first encountered that in Revelations in the Bible, and basically it's a link to those that are chosen, the awakened ones, God's people. Okay, it's that simple. I also encountered this specific number in more detail in the Quran because at some point in time in my life, I also dived into that. And it actually explained a lot more about numerology than anything else that I've encountered outside religion. It talked about ways on where to pray and like the geometria of the the north, south, and the east, and your frequency and your energy. And I found it to be very um, parallel to um, spiritualism in a way when it comes to numerology. Um, Fun fact: aside from what's mainstream, a lot of the Quran goes into um, quite a bit of scientific things. If I'm gonna compare it to the Bible, however, the Bible, as we know it, is not the complete Bible because there are certain books that are not inserted. If you want to know the ins and out of the Bible, side note, go and read the book of Enoch. Okay, you get the ins and out of that one. I'm still on that journey of going through the book of Enoch. So, with that being said, basically 144,000, the chosen ones. Okay, um, they're here to ascend, not only themselves, because in the past I always think that too the chosen ones coming in and healing everyone and extending the collective and helping your twin flame because that's also part of the mission. But let me be for real, it starts with yourself and then it's supposed to be expanded to the collective. Because if you're not healed, how can you heal other people? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? But in the past, I did have this people pleasing mindset where it's like, do it all, sacrifice your all for everything and everyone, um, no matter what phase I'm going through in my life, right? But at the end of the day, if I don't take care of myself, what's the use of taking care of others? Because if I'm not here, I won't be here for others, right? So basically, if you see a lot of 144 numbers frequently, wow, okay, frequently, and just know that you are on your way to start your mission to become a chosen one. Okay, it's already engraved within you, but a lot of people wake up in different times in their lives in terms of being awakened. So If you see a lot of 144, that's your go-to confirmation that you are on the path to becoming a chosen one, that you are assigned this specific task in your mission in this lifetime. Okay, let's continue. Indigo children, it's also everything is parallels. Okay, the 144, the Atlantis, the everything in this entire video, it's all symbolic, tied to one another. Okay, um, some might reference being chosen as spirit babies, right? And spirit babies, you might have heard the term indigo children, rainbow children, crystal babies, children, etc. And it's assigned to different type of age groups. Okay, babies that are to come, babies that have been here, and babies that have crossed over, quote unquote, passed away, that have this special ability to help heal that collective, but more so the earth. But like I was saying, it starts with them helping the collective first, okay? That have this healing energy to them. Um, Now, I'm gonna go not that full into detail into indigo children, but I will say this. Um, you have the gift to help the earth ascend, help Gaia um, shift their energy, okay? And online, it usually go from bad to good, right? But I also do believe now, and during the duration of my entire life on this planet, that you can actually shift the energy from bad to worse, good to light, if you want to. It depends on your heart frequency. And when that's assigned to being a quote unquote um, spirit baby, indigo children, crystal baby, um, everybody always talks about the namaste, love and light part, but I also do believe that some of us have the ability to change it into darkness. Okay, it depends on what takes place. Okay, and I say darkness in such a way, whereas if you're somebody that is a chosen one, okay, somebody that knows how to turn light into dark, sorry, dark into light, and I usually always say if you're a good person, if somebody who's a good person, like karma comes in, it's similar to that. You know, if you can bring in the light, rest assured you can bring in the karma. So I feel like it's much more effective when it happens to people of this nature. You know, if you are one of those, because hopefully I'm making sense. But I did see like a quote that probably explains it much better than what I'm doing right now. It's not good to hurt somebody that is spiritually inclined, that have spiritual gifts, that is one of the chosen ones. You know, if I'm gonna throw up the buzzword of it all. Um, the repercussions are inevitable, and they can be detrimental. Like it's a different type of situation when you are hurting somebody that's supposed to help the collective, when the collective is already in shackles, right? That's all I gotta say with that, okay? If you know, you know. Now, speaking of bringing karma to people, as well as bringing light as a chosen one, as an indigo child, during the days here, as in preparation for this reading, I also tuned into Anubis, okay? And Anubis, long story short, is basically Egyptian deity that is assigned to balance souls, okay, from this life over to the afterlife, okay? So like a guardianship. But Anubis also have the authority to bring evil. Okay, this is what the evil part I that was based on online, okay? But what I've been guided here to add as well is that I don't see it as Anubis bringing evil, okay? Even though Anubis is depicted to be that because of not only being in the underworld and guarding souls from this life to the afterlife. However, I feel like it has to do with the fact that Anubis protects who he needs to protect, okay? And basically, whoever's on the opposition side is on the opposition side. So, of course, they're going to view it as evil, you know? So, I feel like if you is being drawn to Anubis, okay, see it as a form of protection from you. See it as a protection from evil from other individuals, okay? And they might view you as evil, but the reason why Anubis is being drawn to you is probably because something is taking place right now, frequency wise, and this is what's happening, okay? Um, and I feel like it kind of goes in the same way of, you know, again, if you're somebody that's supposed to help the ascension of Gaia, the collective here, um, you might have some frequencies that are not all the way a okay, right? And then Anubis in your favor comes in terms of a protection for you, okay? So let's continue. Atlantis. So this is like my favorite part. Um, this is what I was initially supposed to talk about, and then everything else kind of just came into place when I was taking down my notes. But yeah, Atlantis, as you guys know, is a mystical island that fell into place as like stuck on Earth beneath, the sea or in the sea. Things like this. A whole civilization went in the sea. Okay, that fell. So that's like the online description, right? But I was literally, I mean, I've always been fascinated with things mystical and mythology and whatnot, but I wouldn't say coincidence because I know it has to do with energy and where my frequency is at. But yeah, literally a few days ago, all of a sudden, because I've been doing like heavy on, let me share it, heavy on biblical things. All of a sudden, a whole 2 hour documentary about Atlantis. And obviously, everybody knows the original story, but there was something more in depth that I was led to find out about. So I watched this 2 hour Atlantis video, two parts. You know, I will link it because it's really fascinating. And a lot of things is being drawn from that specific video. I add a little razzle dazzle of my own 2 cents to it and the specific insight. But yeah, basically, is also part of being one of the chosen ones, but in the terms of like, you know, it's a different format. Okay, so yeah. And that being said, also side note, you can also find this in the Book of Enoch as well, like about more about the 144, more about the Atlantis. Like you'd be fascinated how much religion can really. Uh, I know I'm drifting off, but there was this one commentator on YouTube that said that because I've been reading comments sometimes, and they're like, you know what, I don't believe, and this commentator was like, I don't believe in religion or whatnot or God, but they're like, I will say the Bible is really fascinating. If they took out all the like ideologies and stuff, it's a really good fantasy book, and it really is. It really is a good storytelling book where it's kind of like it should be made into a movie. One thing about me, I love science fiction. Okay, and fantasy, so it kind of makes sense. They were like, I read the Bible to the commentator was like, I read the Bible to my daughter every night, but just like the exciting part. There's everything from action to love to betrayal, things of that nature, like generational stuff. So let's continue, guys. What I want to say here is Atlantis, right? So if you feel like you resonate with Atlantean people, the Atlantean story, you might be drawn to it, just like 144 or Indigo Children or Anubis. You might be very into, or I know this can sound very um, on the book, right? But like green could be a very significant color in your life. Green, dark blue, white. Okay, you might be drawn to wearing this a lot, or that might be a favorite color. Okay, and it's tied to this Atlantean backstory. Uh, Go and watch the the documentary. You will see what I'm talking about. But yeah, aside from that, you could also be pulled into like wow, pulled. Oh my god, but like um um. I feel like I have like more to say, but let me calm down, okay? So you can be pulled interested in things that is based on like hieroglyphics and hiragana and runes. So hiragana is basically like the Japanese alphabet. Hieroglyphics is Egyptian alphabetic system, and runes is an ancient Nordic alphabetic system. Okay, similar to how caveman and cavewoman went about in terms of delivering messages, right? Um, Now, all of this is past, present, and today, right? I will also add in the Arabic, um, like basically non alpharic numbers. Okay, if you're drawn to non alpharic numbers, like the examples I just mentioned, you might be drawn to Atlantean life. Okay, I have some sort of a link to it. Okay, energetically, um, as a quote unquote chosen one, but that's your category. Atlantean resonates with me. Anubis, the Egyptian goddess and deity, resonates with me. The 144,000 within the Bible, religion, or the Quran resonates with me. Things of that nature. Indigo children, crystal babies resonates with me in terms of the new age. Pick and choose is all the same, okay? Just it's a different level to it all, okay? Um, but yeah, on that note, I think that's everything. I will say that all of this, if this resonates in your heart, all the mentions there, you're one of those people that have also that have special abilities. Okay, and when I say special abilities, is gifts such as, and I quote, clairaudiency, claircognizance, clairvoyance, um, clairsentience. Okay, look it up online specifically. I'll probably at some point do intel on all the clears and what it really means. Over the course of your life, you enhancing these gifts that you have. Um, Again, it depends on where you are during your journey. Okay, but speaking of gifts, there's this infamous clairvoyant named Edgar Casey. Uh, and he was like an infamous clairvoyant hypnotist. Okay, so he loved doing research within the area of ESP and that's basically having like all these spiritual gifts. Okay, I love the fact that for me personally, the reason why I was so fascinated with this individual, not only was he very much aware about these gifts and that time in America, but he was also very heavy in religion. Like he could balance the religious part and the spiritual part of it. And this is basically how I operate in my life. And the fact that this specific individual was in this Atlantean breakdown video, like it's so good. Everything I've been researching and being drawn to over the course of my entire life, bits and pieces. It could be like 2008. I'll be very much into learning about Edgar Casey and what he knows and what that's all about. 2010, I'll be here reading up about Atlantis. Like I was saying, 2007, I'll be reading the Quran, during that season, and then so on and so forth. So like, if you're like me, like all things knowledge based on spiritualism on all areas, you will you're probably on that road as I am, being one of those 144,000. Okay. When you are clairvoyant, according to Edgar Casey, that means that you have psychic abilities, vivid dreams, strong senses, okay, and you have the sense of mental strength and endurance, okay. So that could be you. I know this was a lot, and sorry for the fumbling and being all over the place, but take what you want. Hopefully, is somebody gets where I'm trying to go with this. If not, this would probably be like a one-time video, anyways. But those that gets this gets it. Okay, I love this stuff. I really do. And I just want to share. So let me share. And on that note, good night. Good night. Good night. But also, good luck in your journey in life. Okay.